Affirmative Reaction Podcast. 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 Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
Yeah, this is episode 8.
I don't know how many times I've been in front of this microphone. It's probably less than the episode. So
this is our eighth episode that we are recording Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
Means 2 months.
Yeah, man.
If you do it once a week.
Yeah, man. I certainly want to say thank you to everybody who listens, who subscribed, who follow, who likes, who shares it, and let me give like a special thank you to our crop of new Twitter followers. We went from like 150 to 3-something within the span of a couple days, man.
Well, that's awesome.
Shout out to them good folks, man. I don't want to go through a whole list of names, but anyway, this is the Affirmative Reaction Podcast, episode 8.
It makes me believe that we're not just here in the garage talking to ourselves.
No, not at all, man.
Other people like it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out, man. So look, we're gonna start the show off here with some headline reactions. We have a few top news sites, or just news sites, period. We're just gonna read off some of the headline clickbait they have to see if it's even worth reading. And first up, we have America's most trusted name in news, CNN.
The Clinton News Network.
CNN. What we say? We got to start with the biggest one. So what we got? Resident heard shots, then the computerized voice. Oh, is this talking about the Nashville? Yeah. For anybody who's been in the Biden basement on Christmas Day here, there was a bomb explosion on Christmas Day in downtown Nashville. Now, fortunately, initial reports are saying nobody was hurt, no one was killed. They apparently were able to evacuate, as this headline says.
It's a lot of weirdness about this one.
Right, the police were notified from a shots fired call. And
it's almost like, okay, so the RV, they've got video footage of it being downtown at like 1:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some kind of random gunfire. It's like 4-ish in the morning or whatever, and the cop said, okay. And from the RV, there were speakers and a recorded voice. Evacuate, this bomb's going to go off. Evacuate, this bomb's going to... So he calls in the bomb squad. And before the bomb squad could get there, it goes off. But It was telling people...
Right.
And there's videos of this.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the videos floating around on Twitter.
So nobody knows if somebody just drove it there, left it, and then like shot off gunfire to get attention.
Some of the last news I heard was that they have found human remains.
Well, and they found biological tissue. Now that could have been a dog or anything.
It could have been.
This could have been a suicide attempt.
We'll talk about that a little later. We're kind of
this is the first headline.
Right. We're just going through some of these headlines.
And
here.
This is brand new, so a lot of things are going to play out with this one.
Exactly. So we're still on CNN, America's most trusted name in news. Trump's mind is elsewhere as deadline arrives.
Which deadline?
I imagine
the bill.
Yeah, they're alluding to the
January 20th,
Corona's bill. Probably both.
And they show a picture of him. It looks like he's playing golfing.
Mar-a-Lago.
I don't know if that was recent or they just pulled
What else we got on America's most trusted name in news? 9-year-old made nearly $30 million on YouTube.
Wait, what?
Nice, right here. Let's see how you make $30 million at 9-year-old.
Oh, it's a video. It's not going to...
Ryan Kosh, who reviews toys, has been named by Forbes as the platform's highest earner in 2020.
Yeah, but here's the thing. what I assumed was this was his first year on YouTube, and he made that.
Right,
this guy's been around since he was 5 years old,
Right.
Because his parents have been prostituting him, making the toy lines and everything else.
I'll say they've been allowing him.
Well, obviously he didn't have those ideas in his head.
They had to buy the toys for him to review.
Well, it's easy to buy toys when you're making $30 million.
Yeah. All right, one more from CNN, America's most trusted name in news. One of the top headlines: CDC rule for UK travelers is like a chain link fence to keep out a mosquito. That's Spurs.
Well, you could say that about the vast majority of COVID rules since day one.
All right, moving on. What we got here? Fox News.
There we go.
All right, some Nashville bombing news. Recording captured chilling bomb warning moments before Nashville explosion.
No, I've seen that video. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's like evacuate, and then a minute later, it's just nothing.
Human remains found near Nashville blast site.
Any homeless bum.
Oh wow! How about this one? Video shows creep stalking Cuomo staffer before bashing her with concrete.
Wait, what? Wow. I don't. What video shows creep stalking Cuomo staffer before bashing her?
I like how it probably don't have.
So the staffer's the her,
right? It's just a Cuomo staffer. The creep is not Cuomo.
No, I mean he is, but bashing her with concrete. What does that mean? Did he kill her? Did he have a cinder block, or was it just like a little piece of concrete? What is it?
I don't know, dude. When I was in high school, an old girlfriend of mine threw a pice of cinder block through my living room window. Oh no! Actually,
what do you mean a piece?
My bedroom window. It was like half of it.
Because
it was like half of the cinder block.
Why would? Where do you get half of a cinder block?
I have no clue. A construction
she just
site.
Broke it like a bottle and said, "Fuck it." Throw the rest of it.
Maybe you get it from a construction site. I don't know. What we got, Scott? We got here on Fox News. Arkansas.
Oh, I like that picture.
Arkansas far left journalists among 4 charged in BLM fire bombings of police vehicles. Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, I mean,
throw away the key when you put her in there.
From what we've seen all summer.
Don't bring her here. Freaking, he'll just let her out.
Jesus, what's up with Arkansas? Arkansas family members found dead in Christmas tragedy.
You think those are related?
No. The other one said they firebomb police cars.
Well, I mean, she could have done 2 in one night.
We're still on Fox News. What's their tagline? I don't know. I can't think of it.
Some BS like all the rest of them.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer relieved at not being picked as Biden's VP.
What does that mean?
I didn't know she was even in the running.
I never heard of her until she was going to get kidnapped by those clowns.
That's crazy, yeah.
I never even knew she was.
There was a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan, and the FBI stopped it.
Why would she be relieved? This news is like outdated.
Yeah,
because when did he pick the VP?
In like August. It was probably before that when Biden picked Kamala.
Why would you be? Why? What? Don't you have a choice in if you're going to be running?
One more from...
seriously, though. Wouldn't you have a choice whether or not you're going to be part of that? Would you say, oh, I want to be part of it. I want to be VP.
Yeah.
Like he just says, oh, I think maybe she'd be good for that. And then she's like, no, I don't really want
to. Oh, gosh, thank you. Oh, Biden, thank you.
Look what the hell.
Like she knew she was just in
Hey.
All right, one more from Fox News, whatever their tagline is. Here we go. Here goes like some feel good stuff, I guess.
I seriously want to see what the ties is between the two Arkansas things.
Los Angeles pilot finally captures elusive jetpack man on video. You heard about this? You seen this?
No, you literally just said that though.
I know. I was redoing it, dude. God damn.
Let's try it again.
No, I don't want to.
I don't know anything about a jetpack, man. The Nashville thing blew up the whole news.
No, it's some fella flying around LAX on Christmas on a jetpack, and I'm not sure if he got.
How far up in the air was he? Was there David Blaine? He said, "Fuck balloons. I'm doing jetpacks from now on."
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
Man, you had a chance to watch The Wood.
Yeah.
So I gave my co-host like a long time ago. We was kind of just joking around, but there is a list of just black movies because we are huge fans of Friday, and I was like, man, you got to get on the other black movies or hood movies, as my capital black brothers and sisters would say, capital B black, whatever. But what'd you think about The Wood?
Well, the thing was that we decided that I'm going to watch a black movie and you're going to watch a white movie. And so I chose a white movie for you, and you chose a black movie for me. Now, I don't know what the criteria was for either one.
I guess
but something that you might not have been exposed to growing up, and maybe something I've never been exposed to growing up.
But that's where I kind of differ from a lot of black people. I haven't seen Office Space just because it's a movie I haven't seen, but a lot of movies that we would consider white movies, I've seen because I'm just a huge fan of movies, and I literally grew up in front of the
TV. Notebook?
I've seen The Notebook.
Oh, Lord. I ain't never seen it.
I grew up in front of the TV, like literally watching movies, shows. So just general pop culture for me, I've been crossed the racial lines with pop culture. Like I'm pretty sure a handful of my friends or people that I know, or black people in general, have not seen Office Space. Have not seen Office Space.
Should they? I
think they should. It's funny because one thing I think the kicker in it is the hip hop music.
That's right.
That's the kicker in it, but it is really, really funny. It's hilarious.
It's not a movie that's exclusive to white people.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
It just has a lot of white people in it and just white pop culture or whatever. But I would go on a limb and consider it like a White Friday almost. But no, that's the kicker of the movie, the hip hop music in it, man. I'll say the dude quoting all the lines or whatever. And I say that to myself all the time, dude. Like when I hear white people that listen to rap music, especially all the white people that like Wu-Tang. These white people know every single word to these songs. And when I say every single word, I'm really just talking about the N-words.
Well, you know Mike Judge is the one that directed that, the Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
No, I haven't. But
you might have to get on that one.
I know what you're talking about. I just haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah, dude. He has this whole spiel at the beginning of Idiocracy. Have you've seen American Pimp, the documentary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Well, he watched American Pimp and he incorporated a little bit of that into the beginning of Idiocracy. And it's so funny because the whitest guy in the army is talking about becoming a pimp himself. Dude. And he's like hanging out with all these black guys, all the Cristal and all that stuff. Oh, dude.
Dude, I used to watch Beavis and Butthead. I was a huge Beavis and Butthead fan. Like Beavis and Butthead Do America, that is one of my favorite comedy movies.
Theater.
It is hilarious, dude. Would you consider that a white movie?
No.
What, Beavis and Butthead? No, just a regular old.
What do you mean, the TV show? You said movie.
Yeah, well, let's just keep it at the movie.
I mean, most of the videos they watched were white, kind of rock or punk or metal.
The Wood is definitely a black movie.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely
I saw two white people in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe one or two throughout the rest of the movie.
But
there is no speaking parts for white people.
There's black people in Office Space, and there are some speaking parts for
really.
Yeah, Orlando Jones. The old 7-Up dude. He's in Office Space. The one that was selling the magazines. He was like, yeah, I just got off crack. And
It's been a while since I've seen that one. I remember like the major parts.
And just on some BTW stuff, we just categorizing these as black and white for shits and giggles. Is nothing like hardcore serious racially. Is just a black movie, white movie.
Yeah. All right, for instance,
like Friday. Like Friday. That's a black movie. Like if you can,
but I watched it religiously.
Exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
And that's how we kind of got on this tip. Where I was like, you should watch some more of the black movies, the black like higher learning. Even though it's not like all about just black people, but that's the main story though. And
I don't know. For me, it was more about what I was exposed to growing up, and maybe
right
what you were exposed to growing up. Like, have you seen Clerks?
Yes,
Or have I, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
I seen Clerks before I was in high school, so
it wasn't really about race. It's just about
culture. I mean,
yeah, maybe that.
That's the thing when talking about race. You can't, even if you how we're talking about it in this light sense, like we're not like talking about black people, white people.
Right.
It's just culture and what you're exposed to.
I mean, there's only so many hours in a day. What am I gonna fill it up with? You know.
Exactly, and I'll say this just to kind of get on a bit of a serious note. I would imagine it might be like this on the white side too, but a lot of black people don't watch or consume certain stuff just because a lot of white people consume it. And it's not necessarily that a lot of white people consume it. It's more or less how you'll be looked at consuming that to what that whatever it is that
Really?
most white people consume. Like perfect example. I'm a huge fan of skateboarding. Huge fan. That was actually one of the first sports I fell in love with. But as a kid, that's when I started getting that's white boy stuff, that's white people stuff.
Like in this movie, he's talking about baseballs for white people.
Exactly.
From Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Same thing. I was born in Philly, so as a kid I was in Philly. I played baseball, and that's why I was saying when I say that is like a portrait of black life to the T. It really is, no matter where it was set, West Coast, South, North. But yeah, there's certain things you get looked at and there's white people stuff and like rock music.
You know, it's funny because you bring that up, but my parents didn't want me to watch two different things growing up.
Yeah. And
when I look back on it, it's not a race thing at all. It was more about their values thing. They caught me watching Married with Children, and they didn't want me to watch that anymore. And then they caught me watching In Living Color, and they didn't want me to watch that anymore.
Literally.
But they never said specifically why they don't want me to watch that, but I assumed it's because they were trying to raise me a certain way, and this kind of interferes with it. But I don't think it was a black and white thing, because Married with Children is a white show, and In Living Color is definitely a black show, even though Jim Carrey's on it.
But two of the most irreverent shows.
Oh, fucking amazing. I'll go back and watch them right now.
I would.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't get it twisted. When they went to bed, I had this little television. I cranked that up with the rabbit ears. The black and white TV, I watched it anyway.
But Dig, I mean, you're exactly right on that tip about parents wanting their kids to grow up with certain values.
Probably wanting them to grow up better than what they grew up to be.
I was raised
if I had to guess.
And oh man, this is gonna suck saying this because to a lot of our new followers and listeners. I grew up. My mom was a Jesus freak, so she didn't want us listening to rap music. She didn't want us watching
unless it was DC Talk.
No, she didn't want to listen to any kind of rap music.
Wow. Different where I was from, because DC Talk had the black guy and the white people, and they did the rap rock kind of thing. So it was cool for the Christians where I lived.
She didn't want us watching stuff like In Living Color, Martin. She didn't want us watching anything that was PG-13.
Martin show was wild.
That hardcore, like she threw one of my radios down the steps one time because I was listening to rap music.
The radio.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
So what else would we consider like black movies and white movies? So let's start with some of the black movies, and maybe let's see if we can pair them to the black white equivalent.
We ain't even talked about these movies yet.
Yeah, we did. What we supposed?
I got a whole page of notes here.
Oh, well, what you got?
Let's see.
Like I told you, The Wood is really, really good. It's not as much as a comedy as Office Space.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Based on this movie and a few other movies I've seen.
Is this a question about black people stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely a black people.
Nice. I've been waiting.
That's specifically why I wrote it
I've been
down.
waiting my whole life for a white person to ask me some black people stuff.
That's exactly what this is. And I'm glad this is happening because I can ask nobody else but you.
That's why I'm here.
So Jerry curls.
Jerry girls.
Specifically in movies. Listen, I went to school when I was growing up. I went to school with black people, but maybe I wasn't in the time period or in the place.
Might be a region thing.
Maybe a regional thing. I never saw anybody with an actual Jerry curl. When I see these in movies, and including this one and some other ones, it looks fake. It looks like a wig. So wait a minute, you mean to tell me in that movie he grew out a Jerry curl and they
in that movie possibly, but that's how a real Jerry curl looks in real.
I mean, I've seen the old Eazy-E pictures and things like that, but the other one was Don't Be a Menace to South Central. He has the Jerry curl.
I think that was a wig.
But this one,
you seen Coming to America?
Yeah,
that was a real Jerry curl.
They're making their sequel's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I don't know, when I saw
That's a black movie.
When they did the flashback in The Wood, and I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is so fake. It looks just like...
my mom had a Jerry curl at one point. Just a little...
I'd be interested to see how it works. I mean, do they just pull this... It looks like there's nothing around.
There's activator. There's this activator juice or cream. And no, I'm saying they activate the curls, and this is a Jerry curl.
Called it.
All right, what other black people question you got, man? I'm ready for this. Ask a black man.
It looks like a hat to me, or a wig. There's nothing around here. You see how this is all growing up on my ass? Maybe that's just me. I don't know if there's anything like that. I did find it funny that the language, for instance, he said that booty is rotund.
Rotund. It was. That was a nice booty.
And then when they went and smoked the weed, they're sitting in the back of the car, and he's like, "What are you, Muslims?" That guy was awesome.
That was one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
Oh, it's great. And the cops pull him over.
Yeah. He's like, you don't get no zigzags.
I really liked it that the cops that pulled him over weren't white. It was two black cops. That just shows that they're all corrupt. Mm-hmm. Just like in Boys in the Hood. There's a black guy that pulled him over.
But just to digress a little bit, I've always had a thing. Now, everybody got this thing about cops, like fuck cops or whatever, but I always had this thing about black cops. I've been profiled and harassed more about black cops than white cops. I don't know why. I guess it's because we you know what I'm saying, we people, they that tough love type deal. But for whatever it is, I've had more shit from black cops than white cops. So.
Oh, the puke scene was really awesome.
Pukes. Oh, when he was in the car.
Yeah. They did that really well.
Dude, I never had anything like that happen to me in real life.
I haven't either, but I've heard a lot of Lyft drivers tell me stories like that. The pussy pot, that was cool.
Yeah.
They had a pot, and they said whoever gets the first pussy gets.
Yeah, that was from a different point in time, man. They came up in like the late '80s, and so where I came from, getting pussy was every man for yourself. It wasn't no pot in it. Although I will say, in 10th grade, I bet a guy who can bang this chick first. And I won because I already banged her.
That's not fair.
It's not.
What I really found interesting about this movie was the main character. Well, not the main character, but the focus of the story was different based on what was in the present and in the past. Mm-hmm. Like the two characters, like they were able to explain two different stories.
No, I dig it.
You know what I'm talking about? Because in the past, it was the guy that was getting married. And then in the present, it was the guy coming from North Carolina. And then at the end, he had his little thing, too.
Right. Like in the present, he wasn't the main character.
Exactly.
His story wasn't the main story.
Right.
I dig what you're saying. It was great.
The last thing I want to point out is, I think it was the slim guy, the tall guy. Mm-hmm. I think he was just ribbing the teacher, but he said, "What page is 15 on or whatever?" And she
was like, "Turn the page 15." He was like, "What's page?"
I knew this guy in high school named Mike Smith, and he was a complete dumbass. And I remember we were in driver's education, and we had a test. Well, we had a test like once a week. And he just has his hands down at his head like this. And he just looks up and he says, "How you spell bicycle?"
See, I don't have many questions like that about white culture, or I guess
I only had the one as the Jerry Curl thing.
Because, like I said, I grew up in front of the TV, and so I was exposed to a lot of just non-black.
Well, yeah, you learn everything
culture
about whites on the TV.
So for me, it's more or less like stuff that just I find like unbelievable sometimes. Like how in Office Space, the dude was talking about how he ain't had no pussy in 6 months, and I was like, how does that happen? Like how?
Which one? They were all like
the one with the glasses, the one with the glasses. Michael Bolton.
Not the one with the stapler.
No.
Ain't got no pussy.
The main character, I forget his name. He was getting pussy. He had a girlfriend. She was just
Jennifer
cheating on him.
Aniston.
Yeah, but like stuff like that, or like
he was imagining his boss banging her out the room.
Or like the 40-year-old virgin. Like how does that happen? Or like, you know what I'm saying?
That's some white people shit.
I know a lot of white guys, and I know white guys to this day that's my age who I know. You know that they're not getting it.
They work in your same department at the same company we used to work at.
I've seen them. We're not going to go that far. I don't want to dox anybody. I want to get doxed myself. I don't want to be shot up because this fella looks like a school shooter. I'm pretty sure he had that vibe in high school.
He got that vibe today.
But still though, like I never understood that, and you see a lot of that in the quote unquote white movies where you got this group of adult guys or an adult guy that's like, man, I ain't had no pussy in like a year, or like you or like Dave Chappelle in Half Baked, right? You know what I'm saying? Even though he was a black guy, that was not, if we were pegging stuff as black and white things, right. Not getting pussy was not that's not a black thing, I guess, or just something I don't understand as far as a part of culture.
Yeah, but does that say anything? Does that say more about the men or the women of that particular?
Probably a little bit of both, because
like, what if you switched them? What if you had to go about life only banging white women, and then I only had to go banging black women? Would the dynamic, would that change at all, or is it the attitude of the men that determine whether or not you get laid?
The school of Jordan Peterson would say it's the attitude of the men.
That's what I think too.
And I was gonna say they playing on that whole like timid, lame, nerdy white guy stereotype. So, and like I said, we've met a lot of those to this day. Not just when did Office Space come out? 99. Yeah, that shit came out like 99 because they.
So did The Wood.
Yeah, it did. It did. What else? There's nothing really in Office Space that's like part of some culture I don't understand. Because, like you said, it isn't just relegated to just being white. It's about working at a job that you don't like, and you got a dick boss. But you know what they say: the old boss is a dick until you meet the new one.
Exactly.
So Joe Biden.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
Man, I love The Wood. I can empathize with The Wood a little bit because I felt like...
Yeah, because you nasty.
No, because I was that kid that moved from one state to a completely new state. I had to find a whole new set of friends, and I'm still friends with those guys to this day.
He's like, here's how we do it in North Carolina.
He had that hard on, boy.
Yeah, that wood on. This ain't the wood we're talking about.
Oh, man.
No, I liked how when they did a flashback, it wasn't, here's 50 years or 100 years. It was always somewhat relevant to the place they were in at the time. They went to the convenience store. They did a flashback.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, it didn't confuse you. Like some movies do flashbacks and they deliberately try to confuse you. But I mean, MTV films, fucking Christ.
Nah, the Wood was good, man. That director...
Muslims.
That writer and director is a black fella. He actually had this other movie I think you should check out. It's actually more of a crossover type movie because it's set in contemporary times.
Money Train?
No, I actually call it The Wood 2.
Really?
It's called God damn it, I forgot the name of the movie that quick. I was just talking about it, dude.
Google it, Wood 2.
About this, I gotta find out who the director is. But,
The Wood 2, The Divorce.
but what I was saying, the writer of that movie, he wrote and directed this movie that came out in 2019.
No, it was acted excellent, directed excellent. Everything was great. Holy moly, the dude's dark.
Yeah, this movie is called Dope.
But you know Jimmy?
Yeah.
He was telling me about this one.
It is so good, dude. And I for one of the reasons
he
why
was praising this one, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. And
I'll recommend it. You should.
No, I mean at the time I was like, I don't have time to watch it. He's like, dope. I'm like, dude.
But
I don't smoke dope. I'm not watching it.
But same writer, director. And again, I empathize with this movie a whole lot.
It's California. Look at the palms.
Yes, it's set in Inglewood again.
Oh, there you go.
But the difference with this one is this guy, the main character, is a black guy who is considered like an Oreo. You know what I mean? Because he's in the comic books. He's in the like white
you.
pop. Exactly. That's why I relate to this movie so much, man. Like he's in the rock music. Like that's the name of the band. The name of his band is called Oreo in the movie. And you heard her.
No way.
No, for real. You heard of Pharrell, right? Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
He wrote all the music, all of the original music of the band. That's why
I'm writing it down.
That's why I love this movie, man. It is so good, man. It is so good.
I'm pretty sure I have that one. I just because Jimmy talked about it, I just haven't gotten it.
Excellent writing, excellent all the good movie jargon stuff. Whenever I don't feel like getting a lot of that good stuff, but it's really good. But that's me, dude. That's me. Instead of being on bikes, I was on a skateboard.
Wait, is this the one where aliens invade or some shit like that?
No.
There's
no, it's not.
Like
it's not any sci-fi
okay.
to it. That's you thinking about like Super 8, I think.
No, it's something.
That's a white movie.
Just because it's Spielberg don't mean it's white.
That's actually J.J. Abrams, dude.
Just because it's J.B.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast. 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 Affirmative Reaction Podcast.